Composite ID means that more than one field are acting as ID or say primary key. To show the implementation, I'm going to create the class person with the property ID of type int, name, city and state of type string and implement the getter and setter for all the fields. All done at the Pojo side. Let's map the class in the Hibernate mapping file person.html.xml. Map the person class and the class element with the attribute name set to class person. To map more than one field as ID, we have to use composite ID element with the key property set to ID and name, as both the field together act as a composite primary key. Map rest of the field city and state with the length of the column to 20. Also, I'm going to set the length of property name to length 20. All done at the mapping side. To test the code, I'm going to create the instance of a class person with the ID set to say 1234 and name set to Shivsen. Set the city to Gwalior and state to MP. At last, request the session to process the person instance. Let's execute and test. Okay, error. Class with composite ID must implement the serializable interface. Implement it to a person class. Executing it once again. Okay, it's working fine. Database and data is persisted properly. It is always recommended that the developer should always create the ID in a separate class. I'm going to create the class person ID with the field ID and name and implement the get and setter of all the properties. At the mapping side, set the composite ID attribute class to the name of ID class. For that, create the field of type person ID in person class and set the name of it exactly same as in mapping file. All done at the Pojo side and the mapping side. Let's modify the client code to incorporate the changes. In client class, create an instance of a person ID class. Set the ID of it to 1234 and the name of it to Sifshan. Set the property ID of a person instance. Also implement the serializable interface to person ID class. I am leaving it on to you to implement the equal and hash code method to make the comparison of the person object on the basis of the field using to serve as primary key. Executing it. Okay, working fine. Also at the database side,